why? It's just one of those ideas where one of those things where I question the game. Anyway, you find out that all the princesses' hearts were stolen to help create Kingdom Hearts. You find Maleficent, and you get to fight her as a dragon, which is a really trolling boss.
This is where I started using summons like Tinkerbell to help me.
I never used summons at this point. I forgot about summons completely. When you first fight her, you fight her as normal state. She's like using magic and exploding things, like lifting up pieces of rock from the ground and throwing them at you. She's flying around, causing like thunder and shit. She's trolling you. She's like literally trolling you. And she has a two-parter to her boss battle. She goes like "Kakad!" explosion and a whole bunch of stuff. And you're like trying your hardest not to die. She killed me a couple of times. It took me a while for me to get through her. Then you get through her, you get to your save spot, you save, you're like, oh yes. And you collect things again, you start buying stuff and getting more potions. Then you go again to the next room, and you find her in dragon state, which is even more of a troll.
She is, because she would like, breathe fire out, and there would be fire that would be around the battlefield.
Oh yeah, and she would snap and like whip you with her tail. It was hard.
I know. And like luckily you had people like the Beast on your side to help you there.
Oh yeah, I would have not survived without Beast. She saved me a couple of times. Let's see. He saves you a lot. It's a hard boss. It's like a really hard boss. After you beat her, which thank God you finally beat her, you continue on to, I'm guessing it's technically the generator room of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And you find Riku, and he's like, I have already taken Kairi's heart. There is nothing you can do. And you're like, no, Kairi, no, Kairi, no. And you go on with that. You go into the little portal of darkness, and you fight what I like to call the troll dog of hell. He literally is. He's like a trolling dog of hell. It's like, what the hell, man?
You talking about the big purple thing?
The big purple thing. I call it the trolling dog of hell. It trolls you completely to the
Where you
max.
have to like jump on its back and attack its horn.
Exactly. Do you know how hard it is to get up there? Wait, actually you do. But you get my point. It's hard to get up there, and especially to stay on. And once you actually attack his horn, it takes forever to actually beat him. So that's why I think he does, like, he stomps around, he, like, shoots stuff out of his ass. I'm not even sure how he does it. He, like, it makes things explode. I mean, it's hard. He does so many things that make you hate bosses. Let's see, you fight him, you take off his horn, you get to the keyhole, you lock it, you come back out, Kairi's still quote quote dead. I think, yeah, quote quote dead. Let's see, what else? Oh wait, no wait, did I go out of order?
You might have gone a little bit out of order, because I think this is what happens. You fight Riku, then after you like defeat him, like I want to say Ansem is like trying to like control Riku or whatever, but like Riku's like no, and so Sora kills himself, I guess you would call it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I get it. Okay. So he finds Kairi. He's trying to wake her up. Riku attacks. You block the attack, pretty epic-like. You get a good view of the Keyblade. He pulls out. It's like, I'm not gonna let you take Kairi's heart. And he goes on. You fight him. He's even twice as a troll than he was when you first fought him at Destiny Islands.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, what does he do? Let's see. He does
like he goes like he can go like really fast.
When he goes really fast. He does like multi attacks. Like he attacks more than once when he gets the chance. He jumps around. He sends blasts at you. I think he even does like some sort of homing attack at one point.
Yeah, like he is very trolling. I would die a couple times before I beat it. And like the one thing I hated about the first game was you couldn't skip cutscenes.
Oh my god.
So you would have to sit around and watch the cutscene over and over until you actually beat the boss.
Oh yeah, that was the most suckiest thing in the world. I hated doing that. 'Cause I hate those bosses where they have this really long ass cutscene and then you finally fight the boss and you're just like impatient throughout that entire cutscene. The second time it's like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's so, oh god. But yeah, so that you fight Riku, you beat him, he like disappears and you kind of see a glimpse of Ansem trying to take control of him. He drops his Keyblade. You like pick it up, it's like, you remember what he says, this Keyblade unlocks hearts. And he, at one point during the fight or something, or in the cutscene, he explains that yours and Kairi's hearts are linked. So I must kill you to get Kairi's heart. So he's like, well, if this is going to save Kairi, he picks it up and he aims it at himself. He smiles. He smiles at Goofy and Donald. It's like, you douchebags. And he stabs himself.
And then
he unlocks
like his heart like comes out, and then this like magically fixes the other princess's hearts and saves Kairi, and
she jumps up and she's like, no, Sora! She runs at him, and guess what happens? He disappears.
Whee!
And so you're like,
so
you think the game is over.
Yeah.
I thought the game was over. I was like, no, this is not how it ends. And so you see them run, you see the cutscene, they're like, Kairi, let's go, let's get out of here. And so they start running out of Hollow Bastion back to the portal area, to the gummy ship. And you get a side bonus. You get to play as a Heartless.
Yeah, so you can walk all creepy, like go down the hallways.
And you have a pretty good super jump, and you jump around, and you're going around, you're going back the way you came, and then you find them, and you're like, yes, I can finally get the kick Donald and Goofy's asses.
But then, like, Donald gets a staff and hits you on the head with it.
That was so stupid.
He is. He's a fucking dick.
You run up to him, he's like, no, get away. He swats you. It's like, it's so stupid. I mean, throughout this entire game, he's like summoning magic and he's like exploding stuff. All of a sudden, he's just swatting you. It's so stupid. He's such a dick.
He is a dick.
And so he's like, God, there's too many of them. They're fighting around. They're trying to take out Heartless. And Kairi's like, no, this Heartless is special. And so she grabs onto it. Millions Heartless realize she's trying to steal one of their own away from them. They jump up and they attack. An explosion of light. And Sora comes up holding Riku. I mean, Kairi. Holding Kairi from a beam of light that came out of nowhere. And he's like, all the Heartless are gone. Like, he tells, like, I was trapped in the realm of darkness, the stripper's asshole, and I heard your voice in the stripper's asshole, and I realized I must go to it in the stripper's asshole.
Indeed.
And that's how he came back from the dead, because of Kairi. And this side, according to the timeline, Roxas was born.
Woohoo.
Which, in my opinion, is the greatest, most amazing Kingdom Hearts character in the entire world. Okay, so once after that, you go back to Traverse Town, you collect Oathkeeper, I believe.
Yeah, and plus at this point, you know that Kairi's okay, so
So you don't have to really worry about Kyrie anymore. So you think the game's done, but no, there's still one more world you have to go to, which will be explained later. You go back, you find Oblivion, one of the best Keyblades in the entire franchise.
Right.
You go in, and then we go back to what I was saying before. You go into the world, you find the keyhole, you lock it up, you fight the trolling dog of hell, and then you leave, and you realize that there's still one more place you have to go to lock everything up, because a huge concentration of Heartless are coming out of this one area. So you go to it, and
everything's dying around it.
Yeah. This is the place. This is like kind of like the ship graveyard. This is the graveyard of worlds. I'm guessing. This is just my hunch. This is my theory that. You know how when you first come up there, you go to this you're on this little rock, and when you look around, you see all these little islands and bits and stuff.
Right.
I think those are the last remnants of the world that was destroyed. Like a little piece of it is just there to so for it counts down the worlds that it's destroyed. I don't know, it's just one of my theories. That's what I've always thought of it, and it kind of makes it seem more like this is the end of the world.
Of course,
this is where all the
we'll
dead
go
worlds
with
go.
Disney's theory, and we'll say that world was a Jewish world because Walt Disney didn't like Jews. So, yeah.
I think off topic here. I think Walt Disney created a cartoon about Adolf Hitler, about the life of a Nazi or something. Or
oh, Disney had a few World War II episodes, and Donald would be in them. And of course, Donald would be a freaking Nazi, the dick he is.
Such a dick. But yeah, so Donald's a dick. He's a Nazi as well. He hates Jews just as much as Walt. Let's see. What else?
God damn it, Walt.
Okay, so there's Nazism in this last world. You go around, there's a whole bunch of chests, so you unlock them. And at this point, I think you actually have the chance to getting the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, but you gotta have all these different,
it takes a while to get your hands on all of them.
Pieces to make this thing.
You do have
recipe, I guess you would call it.
Oh yeah, it's a recipe. It's a movable recipe, and it's it's pretty badass looking. It has all these it's hard to describe, but it's pretty cool looking. It's really big, and it's really long, and it's really hard.
Yeah, it is.
And so you control the world with it, and it's actually pretty cool. It's the best thing you can create. The best free thing is Oblivion, in my opinion.
Right.
Oathkeeper is is next best, but they kind of just degrade it in KH2, which I'll explain later. But so you get Oblivion, which is usually your last Keyblade in any game. You get the chance to have the ultimate weapon, and in this world you get to fight Sharabog. Anyone of you know of this one?
Of course, he comes from Fantasia,
which he is technically the devil.
Yeah.
The most evilest villain that Walt has ever created. I forget which language it is, but Sharabog means devil. I can't remember the language that it's from, but that's why he is technically the devil. That's why he's on Bald Mountain. That's why he creates.
When I first played, I found him to be a real dick.
He is.
But over time, I've gotten better because I know what's going to happen.